Hey everybody, my name is Bob. Welcome to Mile High Church, and thank you so much for spending part of your weekend with us. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart. And before we get started today, we want to give you a look at a few things coming up around Mile High Church for you and your family. Consider becoming a member of our community and come to our new members class, offered online and in person next week. Learn about the diverse ways we support our members and receive resources to up-level your life. And our healing ministry had a class survey last month, and the results are in. Attend Empowered Healing, the class you created, starting November 9. You will gain confidence and knowledge to support your healing journey.
Hey, I'm K-Pop. I just landed my fighter jet, and today we're talking to people about food. What are you going to eat for dinner later tonight?
I'm scheduled to have pizza tonight.
For dinner tonight, I'm having chicken burritos.
Well, I like that your lipstick matches your dress.
Oh my God, I think the first thing that comes up is like pad thai.
I just love Mexican food. What did you eat growing up that is so memorable?
Bologna.
I used to make bologna sandwiches and sit on them.
I had mine on tortilla.
She loves avocado lately.
Really?
Really proud of it. I like avocados too.
What's the first thing that comes into your head?
Pickles.
Pickles! High five. Oh, this! So grab a tote bag in the lobby and fill it up with non-perishable boxed and bagged food that you would be happy to serve your family. All right, I have to go back to my fighter jet.
For more information about anything you've heard today, stop by the Event Center or check us out online at milehighchurch.org. Happy painting, and God bless, my friend.
Hello, Mile High. Happy Sunday to you. Let's sing together, shall we? I am a light. I am a light in this world. In this world.
Thank you, Jennifer Burnett and our Mile High Band. Jennifer, so great to have you back with us this morning. Jennifer's such an amazing performer. We had about 60 people, but at the first service, which in this room is kind of tough, and she just brought it. It was great. It was like a personal concert just for me. So grateful to all you fellas as well. I love the burning down the house. Welcome to Mile High Church. It's so great to have each and every one of you here today. Mile High Church is a place, however we view the service, where we honor that space within all of us where there's no difference between us. We celebrate our unity, we celebrate our dignity, we celebrate our humanity, and I know that we co-create together a space of healing, of understanding, and of inspiration. If you're here for the first time, we love to recite our vision and mission each week. They're coming up on the screens. If you want to say them along with me, it goes like this. Our vision, oneness revealed, a world of love, peace, and abundance for all. And our mission, to serve as a spiritual beacon for personal empowerment and global enlightenment. If you're here in our sanctuary today, thanks for braving the elements. It's a snowy day here in Lakewood, Colorado. Let's hear it for Todd Graves, Jennifer Cunningham, and our amazing facilities team for making this sacred space for us today. And if you're watching online, we're so glad that you're with us. Just a reminder, if you've been tuning in on our watch page, there is a little survey for folks that are watching online, and we'd love to know a little bit more about you and your experience in Mile High Church, so check that out. So again, so glad you're here. I've loved this adventure in faith and this adventure in faith. So we have another wonderful interfaith presentation by Reverend Zamira and the team today. And so I invite us to prepare for this great service by taking a deep breath. And in this prayerful space, we hold not only our own lives, but the whole world in our hearts, in the sacred consciousness as we move into this time of song, of silence, and prayer.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
How wonderful it is simply to come together in prayer this morning as we listen to the silence and just reveling in the joy of the first snowfall. We're reminded of the stillness, the silence, the quiet of snowflakes. And just allowing that to infuse our bodies, our minds, our heart. having that sense of the divine presence, and knowing that every breath we take, we are breathing in that creative intelligence, that divine source, and allowing it to become the very light of who we are, allowing it to infuse our bodies with light and love and hope. And we are the very living essence of the divine, so beautifully and uniquely expressing. And how grateful I am for this unique individuals that becomes a community that we call Mile High Church. And knowing that as we have gathered here this morning, whether it's in person or online, that we come together in consciousness and we hold our beloved world in peace. And wherever people have gathered, whether it be a church or a temple or a mosque or a shrine, we know that there is this container for peace, and that as collective humanity, we can live it, we can breathe it, and we can pray, knowing that peace infuses every aspect of our world. And so I am just so grateful this morning for this beloved community of Mile High, for all of our staff and our ministers, for all our volunteers, our music team, all of the teams that come together to create this amazing lighthouse that does so much good in our community and in our world. I give great, great thanks for that. And I know that as I release these words, this truth, and this peace into that beautiful alchemy of love and law, that all is well, because all is God, and so it is.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Well, good morning. This week, our focus for our adventure in faith, spiritual practice, comes to us from Hinduism, and we invite you this week to consider building a sacred space and an altar in your own home. And I am so absolutely delighted because I have this beautiful Schenk family here with me this morning. We have Meg and Brad and Annie and Noella and baby Juniper, and they are going to help us build the altar this morning. So this practice, you will find in many Hindu homes, they build what is called a mandir, a small home altar. And Hinduism, although you will see many statues and representations of gods and goddesses, it is grounded in the belief in the one absolute beingness of God. And so we're going to begin to build our altar now. And first, Annie and Noella are going to place the murtis, which are statues of a Hindu god or goddess. And they are placing Ganesh. And we place Ganesh first because Ganesh is the Lord of beginnings and is often placed first on an altar. And next, we're going to place the sacred text of the Bhagavad Gita, which is a holy text in Hinduism, and Meg's placing it there. And the Bhagavad Gita literally means the song of the divine. And it's said that if you study the Bhagavad Gita, it can be a guidebook for living a life of joy. And next, Brad is going to place a picture of Krishna to bring forth devotion and the essence of protection, compassion, tenderness, and love. We place photographs of teachers or ascended masters on the altar so that they remind us and inspire us of the path that has brought us to the present moment and all the learnings that we have gathered along the way. And finally, Annie and Noella are going to sprinkle an offering of flower petals, what's known as puja. And this offering is a ritual of honor and spiritual celebration. So beautiful. So we're going to close together this morning by chanting together 3 ohms. And Om, as you might be familiar, is known as a seed sound of the universe, but also it is known to invoke peace. And I'm going to play a chord here on this traditional instrument from India known as the harmonium so that we can all sing and chant these 3 ohms together. If you want to bring your hands together in the prayer pose at your heart, we can close with namaste, honoring the light within your own heart and honoring the light within others. Peace for your week.
Thank you, Zamira. That was beautiful. And thank you, Brad, Meg, Annie, Noella, and Juniper. That was just lovely. Thank you all. So a couple of weeks ago, I was sitting in the theater and I was listening to Beautiful, the Carole King musical. And when she sang this song, I thought, What better song for joy no matter what?
You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. And then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes, well, that you're beautiful as you feel. Waiting at the station with the workday window blowing, I've got nothing to do but watch the passers-by. Mirrored on their faces, I see frustration growing, and they don't see it showing. Why do I? You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world how the love in your heart. And then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes, you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Yeah, yeah. I have often asked myself the reason for the sadness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness. Maybe not, oh, but we can only try. Yeah, yeah. You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world how the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes, you will, that you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful as you feel. Yeah, yeah. You're beautiful as you feel. You're so beautiful.
Jennifer Burnett, Mile High Band. Thank you, Bijou, Mike, Kent, Rob. Looking good today, too. Thank you to Reverend Carol for that beautiful prayer. Reverend Zamira for all these awesome interfaith presentations. And thanks to the Shank family. Annie, where are you? Annie, I particularly want to thank you today because today is Annie's birthday. And Annie, on a day where you're supposed to be made to feel special, you took the time to do this today to make us all feel special. And that's such a testament to your character and who you are. So happy birthday from all of us to you. We're completing our adventures in faith today. How many people have been a part of a small group or been reading some of the materials? Thank you so much for doing that. The central message of Adventures in Faith this year, Spirituality from the Ground Up, has been about how important it is to root ourselves in who we really are, in our true character, and that the byproduct of that is that we can grow wings, we can soar, we can thrive, and we can live in joy. So with that today, I ask you the question, if you were to walk into a bookstore tomorrow and ask where or what section to find the story of your life, what section would you be directed to? Science fiction? Romance? This is a very interactive sermon today, so especially here in the crowd, I'm looking to you. Travel? Self-help, yeah. The great Stephen Wright once went to the library and said, "Where can I find the self-help section?" And the librarian replied, "Sir, I cannot tell you. That would defeat the purpose." I'm going to make up a section for myself, and I'm going to call it the joy section. I believe every bookstore, every music store, every streaming service should have a section just dedicated to joy. And you can put all sorts of topics there. The science fiction, biography, romance, etc. But the only rule is that it has to come from and lead to joy. See, there's something about being joyful that validates that you get this thing called life. Just being aware of the miracle of life itself in you and in me, and having it soar and become aware in you is one of the greatest gifts that we can have. So when we're joyful, it's like we get it. And the question I want to ask us today is it possible to live in joy no matter what? Is it possible to live in joy no matter what? Which means cultivating a joy not just when we're happy, but when there's sorrow, when there's struggles, when there's challenges. The great Joseph Campbell said, "Participate joyfully in the sorrows of the world. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy." That's our task. That's our calling. And for me, the first thing that joy, no matter what, requires is that we cultivate an unconditioned joy. Think about what that might mean to you, an unconditioned joy. We have to cultivate an unconditioned joy that is not shaped by circumstances, but of knowledge of true life. Whether or not in this vast cosmos there's life somewhere else, it is still so precious and miraculous that there is this thing called life right here on this little blue ball, this gas ball, hurtling through space. Life is a miracle. Your existence is a miracle. And to be aware of that is to have this indestructible joy of life, because that's what life is. I think I know some guy who once said, "This life is joy." It's this indestructible feeling within all of us. And it's just as important that we practice that joy, not just when things are going good, but when things are challenging as well. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a German Christian theologian, he once said, "Now the dismal autumn days have begun, and one has to try and get light from within." Now the dismal autumn days have begun, and one has to try and get light from within. This is true for so many mile highers heading into the holiday season. As much as it's a time of joy, it also can be a time of loss that's challenging. And if you're looking to find that light, I want to invite you to Dr. Patty's wonderful workshop on Saturday, Navigating the Holidays. But Bonhoeffer, he was a Christian minister in Germany during the rise of the Third Reich, of Nazism, of Hitler. And he slowly watched as his denomination was taken over by people who were loyal to Hitler, so much so that he saw his faith being lost altogether. And he was well known, and he traveled in Europe, and he was right here in the United States when things got bad for people in Germany too. And he even had the opportunity to go and study, if he wanted to, nonviolence with Gandhi, but he made the decision, knowing he would probably be arrested or killed, to return to Germany, saying that he would have no right to reform Christianity there when Nazism went away if he didn't suffer with the people. And in 1945, he was implicated in a plot to assassinate Hitler, and he was hanged. He was murdered. And one of the powerful things Bonhoeffer would share, he says, "I'm still discovering right up to this moment that it is only by living completely in this world that one learns to have faith. I mean, living unreservedly in life's duties, problems, successes and failures, experiences and perplexities. In so doing, we throw ourselves completely into the arms of God." Jesus said that nothing anyone can do to you can destroy your spirit. It's only what comes from you that can destroy your spirit. And I invite us into considering the idea today that there is a part of us that is untouched when someone tries to hurt us. That as challenging as life may be, there's a part of us that is untouched. I'm going to invite you to affirm with me today. See, interactive, at home too. There is a part of me that is always in touch with the joy of life. Part of me that is always in touch with the joy of life. I refuse to live in anything other than joy. Joy is happiness, but it's also resilience. It's tenacity. And to live in joy no matter what, we need an unconditioned joy, but we also need an authentic joy. Superficial joy is pretending to be happy when you're not. Authentic joy is always staying close to the source of your life. Superficial joy is waiting around for something good to happen. Authentic joy is always being a presence for good to show up, to be that presence of good yourself. That's what it means to live in an authentic joy. Another quote on indestructible joy that I so admire comes from Albert Camus, who had his own story moving through World War II. He said, "In the midst of hate, I found there was within me an invincible love. In the midst of tears, I found there was within me an invincible smile. In the midst of chaos, I found there was within me an invincible calm. I realized through it all that in the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer." And that makes me happy, for it says that no matter how hard the world pushes against me, within me there's something stronger, something better, pushing right back. Do you believe in that invincible summer within you? It is always greater than anything that may be taking place around us. It's an old Reader's Digest from the 1960s, I believe, that tells us that you need 3 things to be happy. Something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. Pretty good pragmatic advice, right? Something to do, someone to love, and something to look forward to. And when I find myself unhappy too many days in a row, I ask myself, are one of those missing? And I think the truth is, in pragmatic everyday life, the hardest experiences for us are when one of those 3 things shift. When you retire from your career, or you lose a job, or you start a new career. When someone you love passes away. When the kids grow up and leave the house. When you go through a breakup. When you're so overwhelmed and so in survival mode that you can't look forward to anything but some respite from the difficulty of your day, and you find yourself in what we call burnout. These are all challenging experiences. And so I do believe that you need those 3 things to be happy, but I don't think you need them to practice joy. To practice joy even in the face of the sorrows of your life or the sorrows of this world. Because there's having those conditions that help us achieve happiness, but there's also that indestructible spirit, that indestructible joy in each and every one of us that we can always bring to our lives. It's not in what you have, it's in how you show up. It's not in what you have, it's in how you show up. The congregation of Mile High Church has helped me form what I call my professional creed. And it's, I practice genuine honesty and professional intimacy. That's what I see as my job description here at Mile High Church. I fail all the time, but that's always my goal, is to show up with genuine honesty and professional intimacy. By genuine honesty, it means that I want to be unguarded. It doesn't mean that I want to process all over you and tell you everything that's going on in my life. It means that I want to be transparent. Do I need to have boundaries that help create intimacy? Yes, but I never want to build walls that keep people out because I want to be let in too. Professional intimacy means that I want to love each and every one of you, and I want to not be weird about it. It means that I want to see you. It means that I want to understand you. It means that I want to encourage you and approve of who you are as a spirit. And when you let me in the same way, I also get to experience that closeness, that depth. I love that Mile High Church is a place where we can create meaningful intimacy of trust and understanding and inspiration together. So practice an authentic joy. Live from that heart place that recognizes no matter what is going on, life is a miracle. Joy, no matter what, also involves finding meaning. Essential to joy, no matter what, is finding meaning. And when I think of this word meaning, I think of the great Viktor Frankl, the great psychologist who formed something he called logotherapy. And it was psychology not based on this idea of unconscious urges and drives, nor on superiority or inferiority complexes, but it was the idea that life and psychology is all about finding meaning, whether you're discovering meaning in something or you're creating it. Frankl would say a lot of us have the means to live, but no meaning to live for. An indestructible joy, no matter what, requires that we're focused, centered on meaning. And Frankl, in many different shapes and forms, would talk about 3 essential ways that we find meaning in our lives. The first he articulated simply as doing a work, being part of a co-creative process. And Frankl was a big fan of that tale of the 3 bricklayers. And a man is making his way on a construction site, and he sees a gentleman laying bricks, and he says, "What are you doing?" And the man says, "I'm laying bricks." Keeps walking, encounters another man, and he says, "What are you doing?" And he says, "I'm building a wall." Walks a little further and encounters another man and says, "What are you doing?" And the man puts his brick down, and he has a tear in his eye, and he's looking up in the sky, and he says, "I'm building a cathedral. I'm building a cathedral." And sometimes in life, we're just laying bricks. We're just going through the motions. We're just doing our stuff with no sense of meaning or calling or purpose. Sometimes in life, we're building walls, which I interpret as doing someone else's work for them. We're doing someone else's work for our own material good, to pay the bills, to get that check, to keep just surviving. To have that cathedral consciousness is to recognize that everything you do in your life, every relationship, every encounter, every job, every writing, every activity is all in glory to building a life that you will love and that hopefully serves others as well. The great Eric Butterworth said, "Life is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift to God." And what does it mean in your own life to build that cathedral, to that indestructible joy, to that knowledge of the miracle of life, not just in you, but expressing as you? Frankl says we find meaning through doing a work, and he also says we find meaning by loving someone. We find meaning by loving someone or by giving ourselves to a cause greater than ourselves. I don't think there's a greater sacrament in this life than letting the people we love know that we love them. There's nothing in my life that brings me closer to an experience of God. And I love all these interfaith practices we've had all this month, but in order to express that, I still go to just a basic pop song. So I'm going to use one today. I'm going to go back to, I think, 1968, to the Bee Gees, the pre-disco Bee Gees. And they had a song, "To Love Somebody." And it goes like this. "You don't know what it's like. Baby, you don't know what it's like. to love somebody, to love somebody the way I love you. This is where the interaction part comes in because I don't want to be embarrassed up here. You're going to sing along with me? You don't know what it's like, baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody the way that I love you. And you can just close your eyes if you want. And you can just bring to mind someone that you love, it makes you so happy to put their needs in any given moment above your own. Someone you adore, and you can just hold their picture in your mind. Maybe they're sitting right next to you, and you can look right over to them, and we can sing. You don't know what it's like, baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody the way I love you. One more time. You don't know what it's like, baby, you don't know what it's like to love somebody the way I love you. If that don't put a little joy in your heart, I don't know what will in our lives to behold people we love in our lives today, people who've passed on, who we still love, people who love and want to surround us in sanctuary. Love is that thing that is greater than death, Nietzsche tells us, and connects us and binds us all together. We find meaning by loving someone, and we can also find meaning by living for a cause greater than ourselves. We find so many sorrows and struggles taking place in our world today. So many of our hearts broke when we saw the terrorist actions earlier this month in Israel, the innocent people murdered. Even right now, innocent people in Gaza who wonder, is this my last day to live this life? War is terrible, contradictory, painful. And yet I do want to share, I was so inspired by these Israelis around the world, reservists, who upon seeing that their nation had been attacked, dropped everything. And one of the symbols that most shows this to me, we're going to put one up on the screen, speaks to people. This picture is just from Canada. And here are these Israelis, many of whom maybe never intended to travel home again, driving their cars, parking them wherever they can to go and show up to be of service to their country. What is it in your life that you would stop everything for, to be in service to perhaps even give your life for? It is in this meaning that we have to find that indestructible joy and will and resilience within us. Seeing those Israelis makes me think of my own country and what it means to, yes, criticize or reform, but also to recognize our own role in the fulfillment of the prayer of our nation of equality and liberty and happiness for all people. What does it mean for you to live for a cause greater than yourself? Frankl tells us that we find meaning in doing a work and loving someone and living for something greater than ourselves. And lastly, through suffering. This one's a hard one for many of us healthy-minded religious scientists, that we can find meaning in suffering. Not that God brings us suffering to teach us, but that even through something like suffering or a challenge, we can find and cultivate meaning, because that's how powerful we are. And this was the branch of Frankl's psychology that he developed while being in a concentration camp in Auschwitz during World War II. He shares, life is never made unbearable by circumstances, but only by lack of meaning and purpose. Frankl shares a relationship he built with a young woman who died, and while she was dying, here she is in this small, not even a home, a prison, hardly even room to move, filled with people. And she's dying, and all she can see, her own 2 little blossoms growing on it. And Frankel's trying to comfort her. He's trying to talk to her. And she shares, this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. When I was younger, I cared only about material things. And now I understand and care about the spiritual side of life. And this tree, it's become my best friend. It talks to me. And Frankel, unsure if this woman is delusional, asks her, well, what's the tree say? And she responds, the tree says, I am here, I am here, I am life, eternal life. No matter what may be taking place in our experience, do you have those symbols, those images you think of, those people you love, those experiences you've had, those symbols of nature, or even just a blossom growing off the branch of a sycamore tree that speaks to you, I am here, I am here, I am life, I am eternal life. As we wrap up this adventure in faith, I want to remind you of how important your roots are. That it's not, again, just where you came from as a person, but it's where you came from as an expression of something divine. That rooted within you is all that you need to live the greatest life imaginable. And when you're struggling or unsure, return to those roots, and it will fill you with that unbreakable, indestructible joy so that you can live it with clarity, and it will be creative not only for you, but a blessing to others as well. So we move into prayer this morning and invite our beautiful practitioners to stand and join me if they so choose. And let us move to that altar of our hearts where we can place this morning a request for prayer. That altar of the heart, which is not only the space of our deepest feelings and thoughts, but also is a creative place where the divine shows up, where that joy of living, that quality of the divine itself manifests in this space that we create for it, in this cathedral, in this sanctuary of our own consciousness. We allow nothing to enter into this consciousness, our sacred consciousness that disrupts or destroys, but we seek to be a presence for indeed that life, that divine life that tells each of us, I am here, I am here, I am life, I am eternal life. Living not from something temporary, but from this sense of the eternal. May we open our lives to greater healing, greater prosperity, greater peace of mind, greater connection. May we hold in our hearts with the courage not to turn our heads from suffering, but to confront it with this indestructible joy. All of those who may be suffering on this planet Earth, in Gaza, in Ukraine, in Maine, wherever they are, we do not fear, but we know a greater truth. And as we unite together, we become a presence for greater peace, greater love, not only for ourselves, but for all. We allow this prayer to be created in the altar of life that I know presents so many opportunities for grace, for light, for forgiveness, and for love. And so it is.
Light up your face with gladness. Hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile. What's the use of crying? You find that life is still worthwhile if you just
Thank you, Jennifer. So grateful to everyone who's here in our sanctuary. So grateful to everyone watching online today. Some are not experiencing snow. Well, who knows? But we have people watching us from Germany, Spain, Japan, Texas, the great state of Oklahoma, Boomer Sooners, Ohio, and of course right here in Colorado. We're so grateful that you're joining us today. I always love to give thanks for something wonderful going on in our community during the offering, and I'm so excited for our renowned speaker program and having Dan Harris here this Friday night, November 3rd. We've sold over 1,100 tickets to this event, and so there was a time from the pandemic we said, oh gosh, are we going to be able to keep doing these things? And it's a wonderful testament to Dr. Michelle and our events team and all of our volunteers. Karen Thomas, so grateful to her for putting on this great event that helps establish Mile High Church as we seek to be, which is a place that brings great spiritual leaders here that we can experience. And so you can still get your tickets to attend in person here at the event center, but you can also live stream the event as well. So you can do that and you can watch it the next day or whenever it is live. But I just want to celebrate for our spiritual community that we're able to put this event on and that it's such a success. So let's hear it for everybody involved with that. So thank you. So with that, thank you for all you do to support Mile High Church. We are so grateful for you. Thank you, everyone, for watching online. And just know that as you give from that place of your abundance, you help Mile High Church be the abundance that it is as well for our community and in so many different areas too. So with that, let's take our gifts and bless them together by saying our offering affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. Amen.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a breath. Hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why, because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Bring me
Jennifer Burnett, thank you. You just embody joy in everything you do. Thank you for being here. And Bijou, oh my gosh, burning down the house, that was awesome. If you are new to Mile High or you are here for the first time, I just want to let you know that we have a welcome center out in the middle of the lobby, and we have volunteers out there who can provide you with information on all the many things we have going on here at Mile High. And also, you may notice our practitioner prayer partners, these beloved individuals who will be down here in the front after the service for a short affirmative prayer.
Thank you, Carol. Someone who wasn't a fan of the snow today is our pumpkin patch. So I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't gotten your pumpkin yet, we're selling them in the community center. So thank you, Tom and Linda and the whole team for making those available for us and this great work you do to support Habitat for Humanity. Next Sunday, everyone, is Youth Sunday. So they've engaged an older kid. His name is Barry, and he's going to be here with Stacy Butters and our awesome youth ministry putting on a great service. And on your way out here today, I think you can serve in different ways online as well. It's our Harvest of Love food drive. So we're creating and bringing out from our cupboards all those non-perishable foods, go into the store and get them, and you'll be getting a bag on your way out to help remind you. So please bring that there, and let's feed a lot of people in the greater Denver area with that. And thanks to our Make a Difference team. We've loved these altars that you and the team have created for us, Reverend Zamira, and we have an opportunity today to see all of them leading up to Wednesday in our Dia de los Muertos service.
That's right. If you want to head over to the vote lobby after church today, all of the altars and representations of them throughout Adventures in Faith are up there. We've also added one for New Thought and Indigenous traditions, and they will be up. It's like an altar walk. You can walk by and really feel the energy of the different faiths, and they'll be up until Wednesday, and I hope you'll join us this Wednesday at 7 p.m. for our Dia de los Muertos service and the vote auditorium right over here.
All right, we're going to stand and say a benediction. If you want to join me, repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Wonderful is happening to me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my mind, body, and all that I do.
Life is in my mind, my body, and all that I do.
I give thanks for it.
I give thanks for it.
And I accept it.
And I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
Just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Because I'm clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Yeah, because I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, ain't nothing. Bring me down,